Hi, my name is Emery Yildirim, a PhD student at the University of Manchester. It is Friday the 15th of July and this is your Fusion News Update. Today's stories include 1. UK unveils nuclear fusion plant set to generate limitless energy and £11 billion economy boost. 2. Design work starts on European commercial fusion power station. 3. Korean Research Institute develops nuclear fusion simulation code. 4. Fusion funding more than doubles in 12 months, reveals industry report. And some bonuses for you at the end too. 1. UK unveils nuclear fusion plant set to generate limitless energy and £11 billion economy boost. Our first story today is all about the UK STEP programme, something that we've discussed on the channel before. But just as a reminder, the UK STEP programme involves the production of a spherical tokamak that can generate 100 megawatts by 2040, one of the most ambitious targets by any government. Now, there's already been investment to the tune of £222 million that's involved in the design phase, but this report that's just been released looks into the economy boost that's going to come along with placing the design in certain areas of the UK. With 5 sites shortlisted, one of them, Goole in Yorkshire, has been used in a report authorised by Dr. Mark Graham, Senior Economist at the Data Driven Innovation Programme, University of Edinburgh, with it concluding that it would be a massive win for the region, with £1 billion gross value added and attracting a further £10 billion project investment while creating 8,500 jobs. You can see why it's going to be a pretty exciting venture. Jane Everson, portfolio holder for economic investment, growth and tourism at East Riding Yorkshire Council, said, "The STEP fusion energy product would be truly transformative for the East Riding area and bring opportunity for generations to come." An exciting report for anyone living in the region, but also for people in nuclear sites the world over, because they can see the kind of economic boost something like a nuclear fusion plant can bring to their area. 2. Design work starts on European commercial fusion power station. The European-wide consortium Eurofusion started their 5-year conceptual design plan for their demonstration nuclear fusion plant on Monday. Now, their timescale is a little bit further than some of the others discussed on the channel, with their 300 to 500 megawatt reactor looking to be operational by 2054. This reactor will seek to be a 24-a-day energy source. And while the timescale is longer, European innovation and fusion has always been a key driver, and therefore their export should not be ignored. Ambrosio Fasoli, chair of the Eurofusion General Assembly, said, "It's hard, but that's why we need to start. That's exactly the point." The design will be run in tandem with the starting of the ITER device, as they thought it was going to be too long to wait for it to be fully operational. Now, the Eurofusion target does seem a long way off, but the science generated by the design will prove invaluable the world over, as there's going to be some pretty cool stuff coming out of it. 3. Korean Research Institute develops nuclear fusion simulation code. A more academic one for us now, with Korean researchers at the National Fusion Research Center in Korea developed a new simulation code for modelling fast ions within the plasma. Specifically, it looks to model the toroidal alpha eigenmode, a common tokamak instability. This instability, causing a reduction in the ion trapping, was essential for heating up the plasma. These fast ions are far more energetic than the normal ions in the plasma, and therefore trapping these allowed for greater heating of the plasma. This is essential, else the reaction would start to peter out as the temperature decreased. The new developed fast ion simulation code is to calculate and predict a change in TE instability resulting from fast ion movements. The institute explained, "The newly developed code will be utilised in analysing the trapping of fast ions generated as a result of nuclear fusion reactions and heating of various types. Plasma performance improvement is anticipated through optimal fast ion trapping." 4. Fusion funding more than doubles in 12 months, reveals industry report. Some really exciting revelations in the funding of fusion in a report conducted by the FIA commissioned by the European Commission, supported by Trinomics. With an additional 8 companies entering the market and $4.8 billion being disclosed by private ventures in the last year, it truly feels like there's a really great momentum behind the fusion industry at the moment, as we've all been really anticipating on this channel. CEO of the Fusion Industry Association, Andrew Holland, states, "The results of this report shows that fusion is on the pathway to commercial relevance at a time when the world desperately needs new clean energy options. We've seen too many reminders in the last year of why fusion investment is so important. where he goes on to discuss issues with climate change, energy security, and the weaponizing of energy sources. Now, it's a really exciting report, but my favourite statistic to come out is there's an increase in the amount of respondees who responded positively when asked whether fusion will be on an energy grid in the 2030s. And that's a 93% positive rate coming out of that report. We'll drop a link to it in the description below and feel free to check it out. Now let's do some bonuses. 16 of 18 2022 Infuse Public-Private Partnerships Awards go to FIA members. So the latest round of Infuse projects have just come out. Now, Infuse projects we've discussed a little bit before, but it's all about private-public collaboration and private-public ventures. Now, 16 of these 18 projects that were released the other day went to FIA members. So that's something that's really exciting for us. I have to say my favorite one is probably the machine learning to predict different materials properties, as that's much more what I do. But there's also things to do with the tritium cycling and tritium fuel cycles that General Fusion are doing, or radio frequency plasma heating that Princeton Fusion Systems are doing. So there are all sorts of topics out there. I look forward to reporting the reports on here, and I'm sure my fellow colleagues are as well. Now, the last piece is by the Scientific American, discussing the governmental and private approaches to fusion funding. And some really interesting views from not only the people who work in fusion, but also the people who are actually investing in it. And I think that's a really interesting and new take that we haven't quite seen. Again, a link will be in the description. That's everything for today, and thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you here soon.